Hello and welcome back to another video. Today we're back on my dad's 2000 Honda Civic. We're looking at why these doors won't open, or this door in particular won't open. Using the latch on the inside and the outside, the door doesn't do anything, it just feels like it's locked. When you pull up the little plunger, you can feel that there's resistance there, like it's not fully clicking up. You can feel it pull up slightly, and it doesn't matter what you do, you can't open it. The good news is I think the door cards can come off without opening the door, so let's take the door card off and see what's wrong with this. So looking on the passenger side here, looks like we need to undo these two screws here, and obviously the one here for this door handle. I can't feel anything around the outside. We'll have to obviously take the window winder off there, just to give us access. That's usually just a little split pin that we have to pull. So yeah, let's get, well, not this door card off, let's get the other door card off. Right, let's start off first by taking out this screw just here. It's just an ordinary, it's not a Phillips, it's just one of them square sort of drive looking ones. It is a Phillips, sorry, and not a Posi. That's what I meant. I knew what I meant. At least I don't think it's a Posi. It doesn't look it. Right, let's try that one. Ooh. This is going to be really easy to do with the door closed, isn't it? One screw out. Let's see what these ones are like, see if they're going to be kind to us. That's dropped onto the floor. They're quite a big long screw. Okay, next up, getting this door handle off. So just push back on the door card there, and you should be able to see the top of the thing, which I can. God, you really do have to push that. I'll have to lever it with another screwdriver maybe. There we go, that's the clip out. That's what that looks like. I should be able to get this handle off now. There we go. Along with its chrome piece. Right, now, next challenge, getting this off whilst the door's closed. That might be easier said than done. It doesn't matter what you can do with this lock, but you can't open it. I wonder if we could just lift it up and over. Not too sure. I think this is going to be held in mostly. I bet there's a whole load of door clips around this door that you need to undo to try and get it undone, but unfortunately they are not going to be easy to get to. That should come free now, hopefully. It's not. Oh, there we go. Oh, that was not pretty. I've probably done a bit of damage to the bottom of this door card trying to get that off. Right, let's move that. We're not too bad. Just a little bit of a blemish. Just there. You can't even see that. Oh, space is so limited in here. Just a little bit of a blemish there. Well, it's only on the bottom anyway. Right, let's move that out of our way over there. Right, let's see what we got here. So this is our door, internal door handle. This is our door lock. That's the central locking wire. That must be the outer handle, yeah. So that just pushes down. Apologies if you can't see much, just because there isn't a lot to see, if I'm honest. For myself, that is. Let me show you for a sec. Excuse Handycam for a minute. This is our lever here. That's just on a pivot that drives this pin backwards and forwards. I'll tell you what, I'll put you upside down for a minute. I can always edit this later on. So if I pull that, you can see that actuates that. Now this is all I could see. I could barely see anything myself, but there is a plastic thing actually on that, so I'm going to see if I can remove that if I can. That does feel like it's not clipped into place, or it's only clipped in. Get it to pivot. I'm doing this entirely by feel. You could tell this door card's been off before because there's no wet barrier, water barrier across it. So this is the white pin I'm trying to remove here. You can see it if I get it in the right position. You can see it pivot I'm not too sure how it's clipped in yet. I should keep trying anyway, and I'll get back to you if I've got that off. Right, I don't know how well I'm going to be able to show you this, but if I stick this in there like that, the sunlight is fortunately for once helping us here. Now, if I operate, I don't know if you can see just above that motor, that's the door lock actuator you got there. Let me see if I can. Right, you can see that moving, that's the door lock actuator that I'm doing, the manual one. And what I've done is I've got this 90-degree pick sort of in behind it. I'm probably not showing this very well because it's incredibly difficult, and I've found that having it in the locked position and get that pick in, so I sort of see better on the camera if I'm honest, on the phone. Right, let's see if I can. What we want to do is try and get that pick behind that plastic. That's upside down at the moment. Try and get behind it if I can. There. Right. So I think I'm behind that now. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to put you down a minute. I'm going to actuate the unlock. So nothing's happened there other than I'm just helping it. And that hasn't worked, unfortunately. Let's try that again. So, I don't know if you can see, that sort of moves backwards and forwards like that. What we need to do is get behind it and try and get that to force itself forward a bit more. And I think that's what unlocks the door. Right, biggest screwdriver acquired. Let's see. Yeah, it just seems like I need to go up a bit more. Right, let's push that up. Got it. Right, I'm going to take this out and then I'll show you better with what I was doing. Right, let's get these screws undone. Get this lock mechanism out of here. Thankfully they're not too many threads on them. Let's see what's making it stick. Right, unplug the electrical connector. Dare say we'll have to undo these. Let's undo these. Am I going to have to undo this pivot point as well? Looks like it. nicely clipped in as well. Right, okay. And you wanted to get this rod undone and out the way. There we go. Right, just put that back in there for a second. Put that down there so I can lose it later. Right, undo that. Right, that's those two undone. Right, should be, apart from the linkage inside, that should be free. How does that come undone in there? Have I got to undo the door handle? Not too sure. Does that come out of there? Oh, it's bloody sticky stuff. No. Does the door lock move? Sort of. Ah, yeah, it does. Just being held in by the main door handle now, just seeing how that comes off, if at all. So just inside here, that's the other side of our door handle, and then this is the only nut that I can see, so I'm hoping we could just undo that. And then that pulls out enough for us to undo the rods there. So this is where the door lock lives. You have to loosen it and move it down a bit, and then that gives you access. And you can see how much I'm sort of zoomed in there. That gives you access to that 10mm. So let me pull you away a bit. Which shouldn't be too tight. Well, the first one wasn't. Just to be annoying, this one is. So that's undone and dropped down in the door. Thankfully got a nice big hole where we can see our nut. Right, throw that there. Let's see what that gives us. So the door handles just literally come off like that. That does fit in there like that, obviously. So now that gives us even more accessibility to the door lock actuator. There doesn't seem an obvious way of this coming off of there, apart from squeezing those two things in there. Let's see if I get focused on that and seeing if that'll push through. I mean, you can just unscrew this from there, but I don't want to go adjusting anything. I think that's going to be easier just to unscrew it. So I'm going to count how many turns that comes off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11 and a half. Right, okay, that's off. So I've been playing around with this for a little while now, and trying to get it to act up again, and I've not been able to do that. If I That's now in the locked position, or the door shut position. That's now locked, and if I try and open the door by either pulling this lever down, as you can see, that does not allow us to unlock or open the catch. The same with this one. All it does is pushes down on this lever here. I don't think this was returning properly, and I think that might have been some of the problem. What I think was happening is when we was unlocking this mechanism, if I use this rod here, and if I carefully bring it back, that's fully unlocked in that position. Now I reckon it was about there. Now this is actually rotating more freely, so if I try and mimic that position there, it's going to be hard to do because I'm trying to do. I'll tell you what, if I hold it just there, I think that was the position it was in, and then try and unlock it. No, that will unlock there. So if I hold that there and try and unlock that, it won't actually unlatch, and that's because this isn't fully engaged. Now that I've freed everything off, and I think what it was just dry grease, so I've got some WD-40 or penetrating oil, and just do all the bits I can see that moves, especially around this bit, this area here. I don't know if you can see that. Let me bring you in a bit closer. So I've just put some penetrating oil in around these bits here, and now I can't seem to get it to act up unless if I force it. This is the unlock lock actuator. So all that does is literally does the same thing as what these rods do. You can drive it from the bottom here, or I might try and put the keys in the thing actually and be able to show you if I reconnect that. Right. Let me just get the keys. Is that going to be a 10 or an 8? No, that's definitely a 10. That wasn't too tight. Right, let's see if that handle comes out. Right, so just in there, to unlock it manually, you have this little gap just here. Now you can't see that very well because that rod's decided to be in the way, so let's just move that over there for a minute. You can get a pick or something and get right in between there. Now if you pull that lock up, right, there we go, so you would get that in about the halfway point. This is really, really awkward. Right, so when you unlock it, it will be in a halfway point about there. And that gives you enough access to get your screwdriver into this bottom bit just there and push it up all the way. Once you've got that pushed up all the way, you should be able to unlock this latch like we've just done there. Trying to show that whilst this is still in the car is pretty pretty difficult going. So I've just given everything a good spray, and I think what was causing this was just dry grease and dirt over the years, because now that I've given that a good clear out and then actuate this lock again, I can make that lock and unlock every time with full movement. You could also, if you're struggling to get where I was getting to there, you could get your screwdriver or something down the side here and try and push this right over, or even a pick, and just push this locking motor right over. That needs to go right over this way, and what it was doing before was getting stuck just about there with no other movement. And I think, like I said before, I think it's all this grease that's just gone dry and built up with dirt over the years. Now that moves much better, so we should be able to put that back in the door now and then give it one final test, hopefully, all being well. Right, before we go any further, let's try this. So indoor handle, that's unlocked. Lock it, actuate it. Let's unlock on the central locking. Lock again. Cable's moved. That's locked now, so not able to unlock it, which is good. Unlock. That moved. Unlock. Excellent. Right. So now lock it manually. Not able to undo it as expected. Unlock. Undo. Right. External door handle. Yep. And of course, if we lock that, we won't be able to unlock that. The excuse me. This rod actually just actuates the same as what the external handle does. This little lock thing does is just gets in the way of that, depending on whether you want to lock it or not. Good enough for me. Let's get this door card back, shall we? So here's all the clips that you need to undo when you're taking this door off. Little bit of a casualty down the bottom there, but that's literally on the bottom of this door card, or a little bit there on the door pin itself. It's unavoidable, but the good thing is at least you're able to get it off, unlike most makes of cars. You're not able to get these off at all. So that's it for this one. That's the door opening and closing as it should now. Locks, unlocks. I think probably if you was to lock and unlock this enough times, it might come undone if you're lucky, and then you're able to get in it and lube everything up. But I have actually tried this previously, you know, just unlocking it, locking it all the time, and it didn't matter how many times you done it, how hard you pulled it, you just couldn't get it to unlatch. So if you do land up taking the door card off, at least the door card will come off while the door is still closed, and you could get to that lock mechanism and at least get a screwdriver in there, prise that little plastic bit up, and hopefully gain access to it. So yeah, that's it for this one. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again in another video. Got another 2 to do on this, I think. One more related, MOT related thing to do, which is the exhaust. Nothing too complicated. Not like, well, this weren't too complicated either, really, was it? So yeah, see you in the next one.